A garrison in this Warden Tower would be a vital strategic victory. Drive the Forsaken from it. For Gilneas!
Oh my god, you couldn't hear my voice this entire time. Hello, I'm so sorry. That was my bad. It's fine, I'm here now. So, I guess I'll go over what I was saying. I've been having streaming issues, and I don't know what caused them, because these are the streaming settings I've been using for my story mode and stuff. But when I tried increasing the bitrate by 250, it stopped working. And then when I tried putting it back to my old streaming settings like I'm using now, it stopped working. It still wasn't working. So I'm thinking that wasn't the problem. I think maybe like the Windows update might have been downloading in the background. You know, it never tells you when it does that. It's super annoying. There must have been something going on, maybe with Twitch servers. Not that I read anything that could like verify that. But hey, it's working now, so I'm just gonna do a chill Emissary stream. To make sure that it works consistently, and also I have my stream up on my phone instead of Twitch chat, just to make sure it's working. So I'll be streaming this for a while, if it seems to work. The only reason I found out I was muted, by the way, was because I double checked, or I didn't double check anything. I had my stream up on my phone, and when I started doing combat noises, I heard them through my phone. I was like, oh, my phone isn't muted, and I was like, oh, I didn't hear my voice at all. So yeah, it's a good thing. Good thing I did that. But I haven't played WoW since my last working stream, really. So I might be a little rusty, I guess. I haven't played it in about a week. I've been playing ESO all day as well, so that adds to confusion. And I think that pretty much covers everything I said while I was muted. Oh, calm down again. I guess I'll kill this guy anyway. Damn Forsaken. But yeah, I've been immersed in ESO all day, which has got such a different lore to WoW. Like, I guess I'll talk a bit about the difference between WoW lore and ESO lore. It might just be because I'm not very well versed in Elder Scrolls lore, but I feel like WoW lore all ties in together and it all makes sense, whereas ESO has much more like... WoW has like, you've got the different types of magic, the arcane, the fel, like you've got all these kinds of magic, like light and all this kind of stuff, and they all tie in together and they all have origins and stuff. Whereas Elder Scrolls Online, I feel like they just chuck a spirit in there somewhere, and they're like, oh yeah, this happens because this, like, it feels a lot looser in its arcane lore, and like as far as its history goes, or as far as like the history of the world goes as well, it's a lot more like shaped by myth, I guess. And there's so many different like races and cultures and stuff, but maybe that's just because I'm not that familiar with the game yet. But like there's different planes of existence and stuff, and like then you've got like the Sigic Order, who like I've just learned today like used to exist on Nirn, which is the name of, you know, Tamriel's planet or whatever, but now they've moved there, or 350 years ago in that game's timeline, they moved their order to exist in a different plane of existence, and just a lot of little things like that. Like, I feel like WoW would have more of a concrete explanation for, whereas this is just like, oh yeah, we fucking did this, who cares, lol. It's like, oh, this guy's immortal for reasons. I don't know. Like, you play as someone who's brought back from the dead, but it's not like there's no like theming around your character that way. Like, you're not undead kind of a thing. It's just like your soul's being put back in your body. I don't know. It's different, and I'm not sure if it's good different or bad different just yet. I know I bought a... I know, yes, I should know that I bought something, but I bought the Elder Scrolls Online hardback book, volume 1 of like some of the books found in the game, and the same with Skyrim's thing as well. I bought oh, what's it called? I've got it here actually. One's called the Skyrim Library and one's called Tales of Tamriel, and I couldn't get into them because it just felt really like a lot of this stuff, like the legend stuff and the magic stuff, felt really kind of oddly vague. And by the way, the reason I'm not losing anything is because I've been playing Elder Scrolls Online, which has annoyingly limited bag space, so I'm kind of in conserving bag space mode right now. But yeah, I couldn't really get into the Tales of Tamriel lore book stuff because it just felt so vague and like disconnected, and like there wasn't that much reasoning behind of events. And like some of the stuff as well, it was almost like Bible stories as well. It was like, not in a bad way specifically, but just kind of like the ambiguity behind it. I guess I just prefer WoW's lore, but it doesn't mean that ESO isn't a good game. And I feel like in the last few years it's really proven itself and it's getting more popular and stuff, and I'm glad of that, because when I first played it, it was... I'm trying to remember, it wasn't when it initially came out, but I think it was within the first year of the game, and it was still getting destroyed by like critics and Steam reviews and stuff. People fucking hated it because it wasn't multiplayer Skyrim basically, and like as a game in its own right it had a lot of issues which they've now addressed, but always... oh cool, it's a World Quest bonus event as well, that's nice. Always you'd see people just slating the game for not being like multiplayer Skyrim or whatever, and it always really pissed me off because it's such a good game in its own right, and now they've addressed those concerns as well, so that's good. I'm happy to see it grow and improve. The thing is, I've not even hit max level in ESO. I've only just started being able to play it properly because I played it on my laptop originally, and my laptop couldn't run it very well, and then my laptop fucking died. And now ESO is like 150 gigabytes or some bullshit, and like I couldn't have that on my PC unless it was like my only game, so I played barely any of it until just now when I got my hard drive last week, which is why I've been playing it so much lately. I'm only like level 35 as well. You level quite slowly through that game in my opinion. So I'll be interested to see like what it's like, because I pre-ordered the Somerset expansion to get the Morrowind one for free. I don't have any of the other DLC, unfortunately. I might look into it if I really get into ESO, but the good thing about ESO is you can play its zones and its DLC and its chapters out of order, as far as I'm aware, that is. But that also means, a bit like Broken Isles zones, it's just a bit, the story's a bit disconnected, like no one mentions that. You're like, for instance, I'm pretty sure if you play Somerset, no one's going to mention anything about the events of Morrowind, even though they're called chapters, because I guess it leads on from one another in the grand narrative. That's what I'm guessing. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling here, but I'm just excited about ESO, basically. And I'll probably be mostly playing ESO. You know, I'll be streaming WoW still, obviously, but like, personally, as far as like playing a personal game goes, I'll be... let's just do this one instead. I'll be playing ESO until the BFA pre-patch comes out. I think I'll probably only play WoW when I'm streaming it, which is fine because WoW's more fun when you stream it. Something I found out recently. Sure thing, buddy. I can help. But yeah, I've got a bit of a soft spot for games that started off terrible and then got a lot better. I'm hoping Destiny 2 becomes one of those, because it doesn't seem to be the case right now. That being said, I've also installed that recently because the Warmind expansion came out, and of course I got the hard drive. If I didn't have a hard drive, I don't think I'd bother with the Warmind expansion, but because you had to buy the Warmind expansion to get the original expansion, which I didn't know was going to be rubbish, I've got that expansion, so I might as well play it, and I am enjoying it, I must admit, but I think that's just because I haven't played Destiny 2 in ages, and Destiny 2 as a base game is brilliant. It's just that they don't have any... I don't know. No, that's a bad sign, saying I don't know why I dislike a game. Okay, so I'll go into it then. For the first expansion, the story was ridiculously bad. Like, I saw people saying that the story of a Red War campaign in the vanilla Destiny 2 game wasn't great, but I actually really enjoyed that. It might just be because it's my first foray into the Destiny 2 world, but I really enjoyed it. But when it comes to... Oh, yeah, that one. When it comes to the Osiris expansion, the story was awful. It incorporated time travel, and it had all the stupid paradoxes of time travel in it. Like, it wasn't really time travel, it was like the Vex were creating a bunch of infinite possibilities so that they could take over the world and stuff. Like, they would know every eventual outcome and stuff, but the way they handled that plot was just bollocks. And then also, from a gameplay standpoint, that DLC, that expansion, I should say, because that's what they call it, reused, like, every intermittent level in that campaign was just reusing old assets. Like, it sent you to an old, like, vanilla world, and you did an old level, except that it was different enemies placed in different orders and stuff. So it wasn't really the expansion level. It was just like a twist on an existing level, which is what you'd expect from like a world quest or something, or a patrol, or I guess not patrol, but like an adventure, I guess. If we're talking in Destiny 2's content terms. Where is this barrel of fun, dude? Barrel of fondue. Oh, there it is. But from what I've seen so far, from what I've heard, Warmind doesn't reuse as much content, because like the Infinite Forest as well was just randomly generated content, which Bungie's like really good at level design, so that was really sad to see that they threw the level design away in favour of randomised content. It wasn't that great as far as I recall, but I'm trying to go into Warmind with an open mind. I'm a small ways through the campaign. They have reused an old level once, but my friend assures me that that is either the only time they've done it or the only time he's seen it. He said he hasn't completed the campaign yet, but I think the general idea is that there's more unique content in Warmind. And I haven't played since like season 1, so like I know they have made a whole bunch of changes in a few patches between season 2 and now season 3. So I get to experience that as well. So hopefully it's fun, because I am having fun. I want to continue having fun. I don't want it to burn out like last time. So those are my thoughts on the Elder Scrolls Online in Destiny 2, but what I was originally saying was, I don't know why I'm just talking at a million miles an hour here. I haven't streamed in a week. That's probably why. But what I was originally saying is I have a soft spot for games that started off crap and ended up being really good. So, like I said, I hope Destiny 2 becomes one of those. I know ESO is one of those. It could be argued that the Crew is one of those. I haven't played much of a Crew, but I got it for free, and I plan on reinstalling it now I've got a hard drive. It's a very fun racing game. Maybe not so much an MMO though, but like I said, I haven't played much of it yet. Other games like this, there's a whole bunch. Oh, No Man's Sky. I got like 40 hours out of that game, and they were 40 of some of the best hours I've spent in gaming. But I played during 1.3, not 1.0. So once again, it's a game that's getting good, but it didn't start good.
The drug bar are assaulting Thunder Totem.
Shush.
High mountain stands.
Oh sweet, I got a Paragon chest. Right, I don't remember... Okay, High Mountain Supplies is the Paragon chest then.
Look to the skies.
I think. I haven't got them out for this one yet, so... High Mountain Tribute? It seems like Tribute would be the... Oh, let's just open both of them. Ah, I got nothing. Boo. I've got a whole bunch of, like, reputations that are bordering on Paragon now, though, so... And Kirin Tor is one of the emissaries this week as well, so I can probably just dump some rep into one of the factions that I'm close to completing. Wardens, there's 1, 2... What about Azuna? 3. Okay, let's follow that path then. Are there any Kirin Tor quests? There's one there. Oh, there's one there and there's one there. Okay. That's perfect. Let's do this then. Whatever whatever games started off rubbish I love. I'm sure there's a couple of others. I just can't think of them off the top of my head right now. This is going to bug me now. Thing is, I like MMOs, as you can probably tell. I do consider Destiny 2 an MMO, by the way. I know it doesn't brand itself as an MMO, but I consider it even though it's like instances and not massive open zones and stuff. It's still primarily like a multiplayer like game with lobbies of like a whole bunch of people doing stuff. It feels like an MMO. It's basically an MMO. Games that started off rubbish but got very, very good. I can't think of any more. I'm going to stop trying to think of any more before I lose my mind. Maybe it'll come to me and I'll be like, how could I forget? I mean, you could almost factor RuneScape into it, but that's not starting off rubbish. That's starting off very good, then getting very rubbish, then getting very good again. If you haven't looked at what RuneScape's been doing since like between 5 to 10 years ago, you should catch up, because even though like their microtransactions are still a bit of a concern, it's not as bad as it was when it was Squeal of Fortune. Like Treasure Hunter, I actually enjoy. And I don't really buy keys for it. I think I bought keys once, and I came to the conclusion that it was more fun to earn chests than to buy keys for the chests. But yeah, that got really bad around 2010 to 2015-ish. Those are very rough estimates, but basically like they had a whole real world trade restriction, like their whole philosophy behind the game started to become a bit pants and stuff, and eventually they turned it around and now it's really fun again. Although I haven't played it in ages. I've got like a year subscription to it because I was super into it around December time, and they had like a deal on it. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll do it. But I don't regret that, because it is nice to know I can just boot up RuneScape and play it whenever I feel like it. Maybe if I'm like reading a magazine or something, I can just boot it up and like AFK a skill while I'm doing something else, while I'm reading that book or magazine. Or where the hell is it? So I had to phase into you first, that's annoying. Alrighty, what next? You. Another Barrels of Fun, and that should do us for Kirin Tor. And then it's just Wardens. The Wardens have a target for you in this area. Well, the stream seems to be going good so far. Here we go. If this stream is okay, I might do another one where I try and put the bitrate up a bit. Which I know might have been what triggered this whole set of problems before, but I don't think it did, given the fact that it just magically works again now. I think it must have been something to do with my internet or something else. But if that ever happens again, I'm just going to have to be like, okay, I'll try again tomorrow. Instead of like spending hours and hours and hours trying to fix it when clearly it was not something that I could fix on my end. Because I got so frustrated. Like, I played some Fortnite with Reese later on that night, who has started streaming, by the way, twitch.tv/Cryota, Kriota. He started streaming some Destiny 2, so go check that out. But I played some Fortnite that evening with Reese to try and take my mind off things, and then halfway through it I was like, I'm going to try streaming this. He's a very patient friend. I would have been, looking back, I would have been quite annoyed if that was me. I'd be like, just let it go. I tried streaming through Shadowplay as well. It wasn't having it. So I think it must have been my internet or something, or Twitch or something. That's the thing though. It couldn't have been my internet, because I was uploading videos and stuff at the normal pace. But I don't know. It's not worth thinking about anymore. It still irks me, if you could tell. It still irks me. But if you do start seeing issues with any of my future streams, please, even if you're just passing through, just mention it in chat. Because one of the things that annoyed me was I did like a whole 2-hour Emissary stream, shush, and it was at 0.5 frames a second the entire time, and I had a few viewers throughout the stream and no one mentioned a thing. I was like, why? Why? It's fine now. I'm also considering starting a recorded video series of Skyrim, where instead of just like playing it, I kind of RP it a bit. So that would be cool if I find the time for that. And funnily enough, it looks like I'm sorting my live streaming out now, but now I have recording issues. It's fine for doing stuff like Daily Rogue and Weekly Deathmatch, but Shadowplay every few minutes or so kind of skips audio or repeats audio on itself, and it's not like the worst thing in the world, which is why I'm still doing those videos. What am I doing? Where am I going? Who am I killing? No, you're already dead, that's why. Or do I have to talk to someone to trigger this, if I remember right? I don't know. I think it just spawns. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, where's he at? Where's he at? Where? He's all the way over here. What is he doing over here? I'll let those people do that. And then this rare is gonna die real quick. So we need to tag it. Hence why I'm I think she has to walk all the way over here, which is fun. I'll be right back. Yay! My parcel arrived. I didn't forget I had one arriving, but I didn't have much hope that it was arriving today. Now, it is either a book... Oh, okay, my stream just went dark on my phone, but that's because I tabbed out. I freaked out for a sec. It is either my book, or it is my book and my game, because I pre-ordered Hyrule Warriors. And I've never played any kind of Dynasty Warriors game or anything like that. So I hope I like it, because apparently it's great if you like it. But it is just my book. Okay, so Dynasty Hyrule Warriors will come tomorrow. But the book I've got, and it looks beautiful, is Royal Assassin, the second book in the Robin Hobb Farseer trilogy. Because I've almost finished the first one, I can't stand to like have a break between those books, so I immediately ordered the second when I realised how much I was enjoying it. And this one is so much bigger than the first book. The first book, hang on, let me have a look. The first book is 391 pages before it hits the epilogue. So 392 pages, try not to spoil anything for myself there. And the second book is 648 pages. I love it. It is the most interesting fantasy book I've read since... I can't really say that because the last fantasy book I read was a Brandon Sanderson one, and I've really fucking loved that one as well. But these two authors have like really fucking got me back into reading fantasy. I love it. Or not back into, I never stopped, but like, I don't know. It's better than Game of Thrones. Okay, just don't at me. Brandon Sanderson's really good for world building and having really interesting like magic, or it's not really magic but that kind of a thing, like really interesting abilities and stuff, and like really interesting lore for the world. And from what I've seen so far, she might be really good at these things as well, but I've only read Farseer book 1, I'm only partway through it. But from what it seems like, Robin Hobb's more really good at like characters and like what drives them, what motivates them, how the world shapes them and stuff like this. And I fucking love it. They're so different, but so good, both of them. I need to... I want to just read all of their work. And of course Christy Golden's Before the Storm is coming out in less than a month as well, so I'm going to have to put a pause in whatever I'm reading to read that, because that will be like priority number 1, even for as much as I'm enjoying these books. I'll probably just sit down and read it in a day or two. I think I did when Illidan came out. Ow! That's rude. Clearly you don't have need of my skills, because there's 50 other fucking people who are just as skilled. Oh, I'm so glad I can stream again. Right, what we're going to put the wreck into. Okay, so I've already got my Warden's Paragon chest. Might as well finish this though. Right, so I wouldn't quite get it for Dreamweavers. Augustian Reach then is the only one. Although I do have a mission out there right now which is going to bring me back Paragon rep. But seeing as I'm streaming I might as well do it so I can open another Paragon chest. And I'm hoping the Kirin Tor chest I open as well will also include the pet. Oh, weird. I don't know what it's called, but there's a really rare pet you can get from the Kirin Tor Emissary chest, which is basically Khadgar's head in a little bubble, and I need it in my life. I think it says things when you do things out in the world with it, and I can't, I need it. These guys are great. Apparently they're returning in BFA, which I'm excited for. Marius and his pet warlock have opened a portal. Oops, that's not the form I want to be in. Dude, stop jizzing green shit at me. Gross. A little bummed that Hyrule Warriors isn't going to be here till tomorrow now, but it's fine. It would probably distract me from streaming anyway. But yeah, like I said, I've never played a game like that before, so I'm hoping I like it, because apparently it's got so much content in it that if I love it, it'll last me for ages. Like, I've read up on the amount of content it has, and it sounds ridiculous. Like, they have, I think it's adventure mode, where like they have tiled maps that are inspired by different Legend of Zelda games, and each tile is like an entire level, and you have to like clear the map, which sounds amazing. Apparently there's a Majora's Mask one which is time-based, which I don't know how to feel about. But then I've never played Majora's Mask. I've watched a Let's Play of it. I went for a phase where I watched Let's Plays of games because I didn't really have anything to play them on myself, and that's how I experienced and enjoyed games. So I'm familiar with Majora's Mask. I watched Chugga Conroy play it. It's brilliant Let's Play. And the only Zelda game I've really played is I've played some of Breath of the Wild, and the only reason I haven't beaten that game is because I have a really poor attention span. For instance, Skyrim's one of my favourite games, and I've got all the achievements in it, and then I've played like hundreds of hours of it. But to get to that point, I had to force myself to play it until I really got stuck into it. And I feel like Breath of the Wild is another one of those games. The Wardens, thank you. That was an awful impression, I know, I'm sorry. So that's just a normal chest. I don't think the Wardens have a Paragon mount. I think they have a costume from their Paragon chest which turns you into a Warden. I want that. But unfortunately, it's not to be. Right, let's get this Augustian Reach Paragon. Maybe we'll get some cool looking Talbuk. I don't know what their mount is. I should look into it. I'm pretty sure they have a mount now. Augustian. Nope. What would they be called, I wonder? Crocool? No. I don't know. We'll just have to find out when we get it. Oh, that's a fun guild name. Okay, so I'm not religious. Atheists. Just declaring that has such like a neckbeardy kind of like. I'm not saying all atheists are neckbeards. I'm just saying to declare that's what you are in a game that has absolutely nothing to do with religion, in an environment that has absolutely nothing to do with religion, just seems kind of have that attitude that a lot of atheists have, which is you're stupid because you're religious, which I don't agree with at all. I try to remain agnostic. I lean more towards atheism, just like what I believe to my core, but I try to remain agnostic. Is it agnostic? How have I forgotten what it's fucking called? It is agnostic, right? Let's just call it agnostic. Ah, I should have accepted this before I did anything. Look at that. Look at how stupid I am. When does it end? Okay, it ends Wednesday. I'm probably not gonna do 20. Hang on, 1, 2, 3 emissaries, 4, 8, 12. Yeah, 16. There's no way I'm gonna go out of my way to do bonus world quests. Ah, what an amateur move. What am I doing? I'm hiding in this. Okay, let's get some Gussian shit. But first, give me Kaga's head. Damn it! Just once, please. Wait, that was enough, right? 750? I think it was. Yeah, good. Right, I know I could just fly over here and get a portal, but I'm just gonna half, because that's where my halfstone is. And I realise most people say halfstone, but before halfstone became a game and you didn't hear that word everywhere you went, you kind of had to come up with your own pronunciation, and I always thought, you sit by the hearth, I guess. I guess people say you sit by the hearth. Anyway, I've always just called it hearthstone. And now, now I hesitate every time I say the word because so many people call it halfstone. But earth, put a H in the middle of it, or put a H at the start of it. Hearth, not half. Where does the R come from? It's not called the Arth. We don't live on Arth, do we? We live on Earth. Imbeciles. Don't understand. I'm glad that for Maghar Orcs, they've added a joke. Ah, how many curious coins do I have now anyway? For Maghar Orcs, they've added a joke where he's going over the pronunciations of Draenor. I don't know, something like that. I don't look at a lot of data mine stuff, but I do look at, like, for allied race sillies and flirts, because I'll forget them all by the time it comes out. It's annoying me that I can't jump up on this barrel. Look at this. Look at this barrel. I should be able to jump on it, right? Oh, there we go. Hang on. This is a true meta game. When Demon Hunters were released, me and my friends spent most of it just parkouring across the castle cities of the Alliance, like Darnassus and stuff. It was super fun, actually. Just see how high we could get without ever mounting up. It was great. Oh shit, I'm out of emissaries. What do I do now? How long have I been streaming for? I feel like this isn't long enough to be a stream. I mean, this was only meant to be a test stream. And I do have a weekly deathmatch to record still. I think I'm going to end it here. I'm sorry it's a short stream, but I do have stuff to do. And this is my first day off in like 2 weeks as well, so I do need to chill. Oh, but I've got so much Batman to catch up on, dude. I've got like 4 issues of Batman, because I have like a monthly Batman thing I get in a post. Because I'm a nerd. No, just because I like Batman. Costs a lot though. Don't know if I like Batman quite as much as that. Having to consider things. No, I'm fine. I'll keep getting Batman. It's fine. I'm gonna be Batman. I'm glad we've had this conversation. Okay, I'm gonna win the stream now.